Good morning, everyone. It's certainly a pleasure to be sharing the word of God with you today. Wherever you are, we trust that you, at the end of this session, you will be enriched and you will be blessed. All right. If you're looking at title for today, we could use the key to restoring our life, our messed life. On Friday, I had a terrible experience. And I was working on my main computer. And that computer has all my software, all thousands of hours of work that I've done, which would be, if I lost that would be disastrous. And I don't know, I did something wrong and changed an attribute and all my files. So all my apps and our application, when I click on them, they give me an error. So I can't go on the internet, I can't send any email, I can't do nothing. Right? I can't go to Google to search. Everything just turned back there. Well, I didn't panic. I had a backup computer, so I said, let me take one and see what's happening. When I go to this site, all the solutions that they recommended require that you're able to run a program on the sick computer. No, I can't run a program on my sick one, but nothing will come up. So that was about 11 o'clock in the day. And I was on that problem until 11 o'clock in the night, before I finally, having searched and put pieces together, I realized I to find a workaround to get it working. So my brothers and sisters, what I want to say today, our lives are messed up. Most of us, our lives are messed up. We come in this world, a messed up world, messed up parents, and so on. And as a result, you may be going through some hardship at this time. You may be going through some terrible situation. Maybe you're in prison. I don't know. Maybe you're in prison. You realize that you have, done something wrong in your life. You may feel that your life is coming at an end. All that you have gone through. But what I'm saying today, the key I'm going to give you will give you hope. You don't have to despair. Maybe it's this COVID thing. You have lost your job, or maybe you have a small business. You have to close down. You have no opportunity to bring your business up, and you're not sure what you're going to do. Maybe also you have squandered your life, maybe your resources, what you should have been using to develop. You have squandered your life, maybe you have gambled it. Maybe you have gone and you have lost everything. But the good news is there's a key that can restore this messed up life. And the key, and this key, I'm going to point out, begins with a man. And this man demonstrated, this is one man who have written his eulogy before he died. You ever know anybody who have written their eulogy before they died? This man have written his eulogy, and he managed to conquer some of the greatest fear and things that keep us captive, one of which, of course, is death. This man has demonstrated that he has power over everything that dwarfs us, that causes us such great strain. So let us look at what this man says. Let us turn to Matthew. We're going to turn to Matthew. Book of Matthew. 14. 22 to 23. So let's turn in your Bibles to Matthew 14. We'll pick up at verse 22, 23. Now, reading from the New Living Translation. He said, immediately after this, Jesus insisted that his disciples get back into the boat and cross on the other side of the lake, while he sent the people home. After sending them home, he went up into the hills by himself to pray. Night fell while he was there alone. Meanwhile, the disciples were in trouble, far away from land, for a strong wind has arisen, and they were fighting heavy waves. At about 3 o'clock that morning, Jesus came towards them, walking on the water. And when the disciples saw him walking on the water, they were terrified. In their fear, they cried out, "It's a ghost!" But Jesus spoke to them once. "Don't be afraid," he said. "Take courage, I am here." Then Peter called to him, "Lord, if it is really you, tell me to come to you, walking on the water." "Yes, come," Jesus said. So Peter went over the side of the boat and walked on the water toward Jesus. But when he saw the strong wind and the wave, he was terrified and he began to sink. "Save me, Lord," he shouted. Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. "You have so little faith," Jesus said. "Why do you doubt me?" And when he climbed back in the boat, the wind stopped and the disciples worshiped him. "You really are the Son of God," they exclaimed. So just like these disciples, we are going through a period of uncertainty, a period of turbulence. We don't know what all of this will come, how this will end up. But one thing we can assure, if this man who demonstrated that he has power over the over the sea and the wind, if you lay your hand, held out your hand as Peter did, he can steady your boat and he can carry you through. So this man does several things. This is why we can put our trust in this man. This is why we can believe him, whatever he tells us. Because as I mentioned before, he wrote his eulogy and he lived it and go through. And his back, everything that he said came true. So this is why we can believe. This is why we can trust in this man. This is a man who said that he is the bread of life. Let us turn there to John 6. And we see this man providing. John 6, picking up at verse 1. After this, Jesus crossed over the far side of the Galilee, also known as the Sea of Tiberias. A huge crowd kept following him wherever he went because they saw miraculous signs as he healed the sick. Then Jesus climbed a hill and sat down with his disciples around him. It was nearly time for the Jewish Passover celebration. Jesus soon saw a huge crowd of people coming to look for him. Turning to Philip, he asked, "Where can we buy bread to feed all these people?" He was testing Philip, for he already knew what he was going to do. Philip replied, "Even if we work for a month, we won't have enough money to feed them." Then Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, spoke up. "There's a young boy here with 5 barley loaves, 2 fish. What good is that with this huge crowd?" "Tell everyone to sit down," Jesus said. So they all sat down on the grassy slope. The men also numbered about 5,000. Then Jesus took the loaves and gave thanks to God and distributed to the people. Afterward, he did the same with the fish. And they all had so much as they wanted. After everyone was full, Jesus told his disciples, "Now gather the leftovers so that nothing is wasted." So they picked up the pieces and it filled 12 baskets with scrap left by the people who had eaten from the 5 barley loaves. So here we have a man who demonstrated that he has power, not only over the forces of the nature, but he is able to multiply. He's able to do immensely, what we were not able to do in the physical. He's able to multiply 2 loaves of bread to feed over 10,000 people. So my brothers and sisters, this man is not condemning us. He knows that we all have broken lives. He's he's not condemning us. He's not quarreling with us for that. He came in to demonstrate, having come and demonstrated his power. Right? he also mentioned, let us turn to Mark 2, and we see that his purpose is to restore us, to provide us, to restore us to our purpose, not to condemn us. So we turn to Mark 2, beginning about verse 50. In fact, let us go up to 13, verse 13, Mark 2, verse 13. Then Jesus went out to the lake shore again and taught the crowds that were coming to him. And as he walked along, he saw Levi, son of Alphaeus, sitting at his tax collector's booth. Follow me and be my disciple, Jesus said to him. So Levi got up and followed him. Later, Levi invited Jesus and his disciples to his home as dinner guests, along with many tax collectors and disreputable sinners. There are many people of this kind among Jesus' followers. But when the teachers of the religious law, who were Pharisees, saw him eating with these tax collectors and other sinners, they asked his disciples, "Why does he eat with such scum?" And Jesus heard this and said to them, "Healthy people do not need a doctor. Sick people do. I have come to call not those who think that they are righteous, but those who know that they are sinners. Those who know that they are messed up." He didn't come to save those who are old, but those who are messed up. So my brothers and sisters, whatever you're going through, wherever you are, you may come to the wits, think that you're at the wits' end. Your life is messed up, it cannot be restored. I'm saying that this man offers hope. His main purpose is to restore you. So all you have to do is to grasp on this key that he has. He can restore you wherever you are. Never you give up. There was one man, when Christ was going out on the cross, he was messed up. He was a criminal, murderer. He have done so much wrong. And he was at his life end. He was about to be crucified along with Christ. But he recognized this key. His other virgin, was starting him and said, "Well, this, following the crowd and starting." But this man recognized this key, and he decided to call upon him, and he said, "Listen here, Master, remember me in paradise." And he was given this sure promise that he will be restored. So my brothers and sisters, if you're at your wind's end, I don't know what challenge you have, what you're going through, but I'm telling you, you just need to reach out in your hand. This man has demonstrated that he has the power to do anything. And not only does he has the power, but he has the love and the care. Is here, is not there to condemn you. He said that I come not into the world to condemn sinners, but to restore. So just bear that in mind. You do not have to fear. Wherever you are, don't give up. Don't lose hope at this time. Just reach out with your hand, call on him. It's simple, you just have to call on him. And he will grant you this. Whatever you have, he claimed, as he mentioned, what he requires from us is that we believe in him. We must believe that he has the power to do this, and he has provided all the requirement to restore, that is required to restore our life. This man promised, he said that, "I come that you may have life more abundant." Let's turn to John. So even in this messed up world, you can experience life more abundantly. So let's turn to John 10. All right, John 10. John 10, verse 10. He said the thief purpose is to steal, kill, and destroy. My purpose is to give them, those who are called relying on him, those who have believed what he is doing, what he has done. My purpose is to give them a rich and satisfying life, both in this life and more importantly, in the life to come. So my brothers and sisters, we want you to put your hand in this man who calmed the sea, the man who walked the path and showed us, the man who loved us and have set aside his life to save us and to show us the way. He has come. And in fact, he said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. So he's the one that is going to give us this life that we need. He's the one who can restore our messed up life. So don't, at this point, don't give up hope. Irrespective of what you see happening around the world or so on, just bear in mind that he has the power over death. He has the power over all the forces. All things has been granted in his hand, and he can give you a life. And so this is the key, my brothers and sisters, to restore your life. To restore your life to meaningless. To restore your life to prosperity. True prosperity. So let us not focus on what the thief is, so much what the thief is offering us. You know, that Satan offers counterfeit. Whether it is through the drugs, whether it's the money, and all of those things, we have it as a counterfeit. But if you want this true life, if you want a life that is free from all of this mess, then you have to put your hand in the man who calmed the sea, the man who restores our life. And it's not something that is too difficult. It's not asking us, you know, as the other gods do. The other gods, they take your life, they want everything. But this God, or the only real God, it does most of this for us. It doesn't put much demand on us. In fact, He supplies most of what we need. And all He requires from us is that we believe in Him, to believe in His name, and to our life. So we trust Him and to follow Him. He has the word to life. He said that I am the truth, I am the life. And He will give us true hope. So if you have come to the point that you really want to commit your life, you want to put your life in this man's hand, it's simple. You just have to go before Him in a simple prayer. You just call upon Him on His name, and you just tell Him that you believe. I believe that you are the living Son of God. You came and you died for us. You will provide us with the power to need to overcome all the challenges that we have. You provide us with all we need. So, and you just truthfully believe this in your heart and ask Him for help. Just hold on to, just as what Peter did, hold up your hand and call on Him for help. So whatever situation you are in, if the landlord is coming for the rent, no, you see, the thing about this God, about man, is that He's also, it's not a historical thing. He's alive and He works in our life now. We don't know how He works at times. We can't predict how He's going to solve your problem. But one thing I know that if you call upon Him, He always provides a way. So you can call upon Him. So even if the landlord is coming and you don't know where He comes, I just ask you to call on Him at this point. You can't predict how He's going to answer, but He always provides a way. So just have a simple prayer and believe on Him, and He will offer you this hope. He will restore your life. So my brothers and sisters, the key to restoring this mess up life, you can see your whole life in terms of what we call this Rosetta. This is a semblance that we use to analyze our life, to give it meaning and purpose, is to hand your life in this man. So we just thank you for listening, and we hope that you follow on this.